What is up, my YouTube friends? Welcome to the video. Today, we're going to be talking a little more about the cost of living. So, I have this little clip here from PBS. We're just going to get right into it.
The skyrocketing cost of living has left millions of people working at full-time jobs or a number of part-time jobs still unable to afford a place to live. Ali Rogan is back with her conversation with journalist Brian Goldstone, author of There Is No Place for Us, about this growing nationwide crisis.
Thank you so much for joining us. In your work, you've come to know many people who work, who may have more than one job, but have come into circumstances where they cannot afford to keep a roof over their heads. Certainly, each person has a unique story, but are there any common threads in their experiences that you've been able to identify?
Yeah, absolutely. I do argue in my book that in cities across America today, in one city after another, a low wage job really is homelessness waiting to happen. And what they have in common is they all belong to the low wage workforce. And it's not just that their wages are too low to keep up with the skyrocketing cost of having a place to live. It's also that the jobs themselves have become increasingly volatile and precarious, where they often don't know how many hours they're going to be getting from one week to the next. Their employers give them 29 hours a week because at 30 they would be eligible for basic benefits like health insurance or sick leave. And yeah, the cost of housing, rents are just very, very quickly outpacing what their incomes are. So that's kind of the backdrop that that defines these people's existence.
I do think it's pretty crazy that inflation is allowed to just, free reign, raise the price as high as you want, but nobody is forced to raise their wages anywhere. So like you can still be making $11 an hour somewhere while your rent has gone up like 500%. Like that just is really not okay.
For a long time, the stereotypical perception of homelessness is that it is something that happens to people on the fringes of society, and that may have never been accurate. But what have you found out in your reporting about the reality of what it's like to be without a home?
Yeah, I mean, one really astonishing truth about homelessness in America is that what we see on the street is really the tip of the iceberg. There's this entire world of homelessness that is out of sight, that has been rendered invisible. And within that shadow realm of homelessness, as I refer to it, it is overwhelmingly populated with people, again, who are part of the low wage workforce, who families with children. And these are people who are working and working and working some more, and it simply is not enough to secure one of life's most basic necessities, a roof overhead. I mean, to be sure, in the richest nation on the planet, nobody should be without housing. But these pernicious myths and stereotypes that homelessness is just caused by addiction or it's just caused by mental illness, it really is not borne out by the reality on the ground. And indeed, often mental illness and addiction is a consequence of this form of insecurity, not its cause.
I don't know about you guys, I have noticed a lot of the homeless people are elderly people now. I've talked before about how I go down to Delaware, Wilmington area often because I have jobs down there. And there are so many elderly people like in with walkers that are homeless out in the 15-degree weather. There's actually an entire homeless encampment right on the Delaware riverfront. I'm going to go down there one of these days and actually like get footage of it for you guys because it gets bigger and bigger every week I go there. And I'm just wondering like where are all these people coming from? Like what's going on? Why is this one area just like becoming a whole gigantic encampment? Are people getting kicked out constantly? Or like what's happening with that? I don't know. We'll have to go down there and check it out someday.
Can you tell us a little bit about what the lives of the homeless workers are day in and day out? And also, do those lives get harder during the holidays?
I think it's really easy for terms like the housing crisis or the homelessness crisis to become kind of abstract and to lose touch with just the acute human toll of this growing catastrophe in America. What homelessness looks like today isn't just the person sleeping outside the parking lot of a convenience store or a Walmart or a Target. It's often the very cashier or worker stocking the shelves in those stores. And they often have children at the end of their shifts. They don't know where they're going to be going. They have to tell their children, I don't know where we're staying tonight. Maybe they're sleeping in a car in that very parking lot. And, there's a term that public health experts use to refer to the kind of stress that children and parents are exposed to in these circumstances. And that term is toxic stress. This is stress.
Isn't all stress toxic? Why do we need these buzzwords? Stress, like to the degree that people are experiencing it now, is not healthy for you. Even your doctor will tell you that.
That is so chronic, so debilitating that it can fundamentally alter a child's long-term development. That is the human toll of this insecurity. And it is the consequence. It's the toll of what has happened when millions, not hundreds of thousands, but millions of families in this country have been flung into what a case manager in my book refers to as the housing Hunger Games.
You've cited a number of deficiencies across all sorts of categories that are failing people, but what institutions here need to change? Is this a failure of government, of industry, all of the above? How do
Obviously, all of the above, lady.
you see it?
Yeah, I think it is all of the above. What I found in my reporting in the course of kind of immersing myself in the day-to-day lives of 5 families here in Atlanta where I live over a period of nearly 6 years, it's not just the housing system, which, prioritizes profits above all else. It's not just work and jobs and wages that aren't keeping up with the cost of living. It's also other systems like healthcare, a lack of affordable childcare, the education system, food insecurity. All of these systems sort of collide to make this human disaster not just possible, but in many ways predictable and inevitable.
Almost like it's all by design, you know? We're all when you're getting robbed and scammed at every single turn of life, when you need to go to the doctor, when you need to go to the grocery store, when you need to go get gas, when you need to go turn your electricity on, when you need to go buy clothes, like literally everything, every turn, childcare, you need to go to the hospital, all of it. When you are getting scammed and price gouged at every turn, it's kind of inevitable that you're going to end up not being able to afford it all at some point for many, many people. Like, I don't know,
Brian Goldstone,
my opinion.
author of There Is No Place for Us. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you for having me.
I'm an American. I pay $1,600 for a flat that has no bedroom. That's 2/3 of my income. I'm an American. I work 50 hours a week. I don't have health insurance. I'm an American. I couldn't afford to have a child even if I wanted to. I'm $7,000 in debt. I'm an American. My health is declining because I can't afford Whole Foods because that's too expensive for my life. I am very overqualified for my job, but no one else is hiring. I'm an American. I make my boss hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars, while I can barely keep myself alive. I'm an American. I have never been out of the States. I have never been on a vacation. I'm an American. I make $20-some an hour. A livable wage here is like 30-some. Yet I don't qualify for government assistance.
Isn't that crazy that $20 an hour, you used to be balling? Like you used to be doing good when you were making $20 an hour. And now you're you're barely like paying your rent. It's just crazy how much the cost of living has risen just in the last few years alone. I'm telling you, 2020, something happened there. I don't know if we spun off into hell because of CERN and they like tapped into some sort of hellish portal where everybody is now living in pretty much a form of slavery where we're all just working to barely survive for most people. I don't really know what happened there, but it's just it's very disheartening actually to see how much the prices have gone up just in my lifetime alone. It makes me scared for the future. Comment down below. Do you feel that way? Do you feel this deep sense of like dread about the future and a fear of am I just going to die at work? Like is that how this is going to go or I don't know. I definitely worry about it for sure.
Whatsoever. On the days I don't work, I'm so tired I just sleep all day. I'm an
Mhm.
American. My electric bill is so expensive I sit outside in the heat because I can't afford to turn the AC on in the damn house. I'm an American, and I fear I'm just an average American. I'm living the American dream.
I just want to say, pro tip: if you cannot afford heat in the wintertime, like personally, my bill went up a couple $100, and I really can't afford that right now. So what I did is I have 2 electric blankets, and that's how I keep myself warm. I wear my coat in my house a lot. I'm always wearing like slipper socks. You can see, I'm like I try to just do the best I can to kind of get used to the cold, and I'm just not going to pay it. Like I'm It's insane that they charge so much money just to keep you warm, just for you to keep warm. I can't. So yeah, that's a pro tip. Electric blankets, that works a lot.
In case you don't realize just how bad the economy is, no one is buying anything anymore. Oh wait, sorry, not no one. Actually, half of all consumer spending for the first time in history is just the top 10% of American households. You know what that means? Our economy is literally held up by wealthy people because they are the only people who can afford to buy shit.
Let's not forget the people that are here committing gigantic amounts of fraud and scams. I think they're spending a lot too, just in my opinion.
By the way, this doesn't mean that wealthy people are so amazing because they're helping our economy grow. No, why do you think they're the only people that could afford anything? Don't even get me started on the ultra wealthy people because get this, since the 1980s, billionaires' wealth has grown by 4,500% while wages only grew by 15%. And while workers' wages only grew 15%, rent went up 400%. College tuition went up 1,200%. Groceries went up 300%. So who's benefiting here? And here's a hint, it's probably not you. It's probably not your family, it's probably not your friends. So why are you defending them so hard? Oh, I think I'll be a billionaire one day, is what you say to yourself. Get the fuck over yourself.
Don't have dreams, guys. No. Wait, hold up. We're gonna get copyrighted here. Let me just turn this off.
Hey TikTok, I'm just on here wondering if anybody's feeling the same way I'm feeling. I'm from Illinois and I feel like the gas prices and the electric bills and the prices of food is just so overwhelming anymore. Like, I'm wondering if anybody else is feeling like they're drowning and they can't get out. I work overtime and I cannot get above water. I mean, I literally have no gas for next week. It was either that or get a few groceries to get by. I hit my local food pantries. I'm just wondering if anybody else feels like they're drowning.
I think this is a valid crash out. And I think a lot of people are feeling this way. I definitely had a whole crash out. I think it was like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, when I got my electric bill for December, and I realized how much it had gone up just because, God forbid, I use a space heater. It's outrageous. I have to laugh at things because if I don't, I'll cry, and I don't want to cry in front of you guys. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I finally figured out how to make video compilations, so hopefully things go a lot smoother from now on out. Um, I will see you guys in the next video. Stay warm. It's very, very cold. Use that electric blanket. And I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.